Okay, here we go. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
This is the Naples then and now. That is a sign that used to be at both ends of town. I don't think it is right now. But it was a good advertisement for Naples. Established 1789. The building on the right is still there. It's on Main Street in Naples. The one on the left is not. Anyone want to guess where it is? The one on the right? No. No. It is the Cornish Motor Company next to the Surefine store, or the new store, grocery store.
Which one? The one on the right. The one on the right.
This one right here. You could just see the house in the back here. The grocery store is here. Nothing is in there now. This was the Cornish Motor Company when this picture was taken. You know what this is? Manere Manor. That's had quite a few changes since it was built. Notice the fence in front here, people on the porch. Lady that has her, or the couple, she runs the grape festival. Another view of it. This is when it was Manere Manor. I think it was a like a tourist home, but I'm not sure. I can't remember who ran it. Bill Meisel? Okay. This is when I think Marisol's had it. So it's changed 3 different paint jobs, and it's still in pretty darn good shape. Also, they changed Main Street now, and the lawn is Main Street is higher. There was quite a bank here when this picture was taken. I'm going fairly fast because there are a lot of slides if we stay and do all of them. You know what this building is? If you want to see that behind it again, just tell me to back it up. So, but this is when it was not a funeral home, it was a private residence. Then it turned into Allen and Tinkapaw, I think, had it at one time. This is down on North Main Street. You think the Rock is still there? The lady isn't.
But the horse.
The horse, maybe. Let's look. There's another rock there too. See that? You got 2 rocks. And it has a heated driveway, I believe. The lady that lived there at one time had a heated driveway. You know where this one is? The building's not there, but this house still is. It's on Lion Street. Still on. It was a church. It was right here. The front of the church was here. That was a stone where the steps are, but it's not there today. What's her name lives there? Florence Presley. You know where this is? That's had a few changes. Clausen's Garage. And it turned into Aeromart. This was I took this the year it started as Aeromart, but the old building's still there. Shell Station. In my museum, I have these 3 signs. There were about 5, maybe more than 5 gas stations in town at one time. Both hardwares had gasoline. It was stationed here up towards, up on the corner on Cohocton Street. There was a gas station. Claude, can't think of his name, had a grocery store down below town with a gas station. And Bob's and Roos was a gas station at one time. This is after the Shell station. Little auto parts, Naples Diner when it was a diner. Now it's a real estate shop. Flashman service station. Originally it was a market basket, and the store came way out to Main Street here. But then it was a gas station. Bill Dillon had a barber shop next door here, and then it was had several other businesses since. Not sure what this was, but today it's a pizza place. This is up on Cohocton Street, Preston Store, National Brands. And they also had a gas station here, Shell. You didn't run out of gas in Naples. This is the way it looked recently, but the people that had it moved out. They're down in the little store by across from the dollar store. This is my mill when it was a mill, and you can see the feed here. It was run by water power, raceway from the Grimes Glen. That's Jim Reed walking by it. There was also a lumber shed here at one time. You can kind of date it by the car. Anybody know what date that car would be? What year?
55 or 6.
55 or 6 Pontiac. Maybe it came from Cornish Garage. This is the way it looks kind of today, but since this picture I put a little porch that was on it originally. Morgan Hose Company back here, owned by the Historical Society. This is down on, anybody want to guess? Manier Street. Let me back it up. Who lives there now?
Wallace is dead.
Wallace?
Oh.
Peachy. Peachy Grove?
No.
Not Peachy. Fox? Who lived there or does live there? Don't know. I'll back it up though. Had a barn in back, had this cupola there. Evidently the large family that lived in it, but later on it was a double family, or people took in people that took care of, what do you call them? Hey, another appliance store in Naples. Who had that? Can't think of his name.
Where is that?
Right here, here's a library. The library is now these two buildings.
Right.
But it was Ippolito, Amos Ippolito ran it. And then this was caves, and this was another building. It was, that's another deal there. Then it was a mini mall. I think I got a picture of it. Oh, that's changed 3 times. Down to earth antennas. No, I haven't got the 3rd one. This is a town hall. We restored the town hall starting in, about 1950 or so, but it was originally built as a memorial to the Civil War veterans, and we didn't have this picture, and it had been built in 1872, but it had run down. In the old days, it was where the high school had plays here. They had the basketball court, and of course, this was set up for the stage. But the Carpenter Shoe Company was there at one time.
I worked for them.
You did? You still got some of their shoes? But then
They were baby shoes.
baby shoes.
Yeah.
Then it was
Around the sewing machine.
they made wooden products there. I can't think of the name of the company. And then, but they had torn out the stage here, and we didn't have this picture because I found this later on. But here are the pictures that during the process of restoring it. It's pretty close, but it's a little different. This was back probably in the 50s, and did a lot of work on it because it had a conveyor right in the middle here, and the ceiling was in bad shape. And we got some grants to, had some people work on it with grants, government grants. And this is the way it looked when we got the upstairs finished. Had a big dance there, ball. I think it was a bicentennial ball. This is Harry Davis and Ruth Ustick working on the paint job on the railing. Didn't have a railing, and in between it had a, when it was a business in there, this was all boarded up, the porch. This is a view looking towards East Hill from the where the town hall is. And in this picture, this was grapes over here. Glenn Johnson had a big vineyard there at one time. And these are little trees that are, some of them are still there in front of the town hall, but they've grown into big ones. Can't hold them back. These have been planted, this was probably taken 15 years ago. That one I'm not sure if it's still there, but these were planted to take the place of some of the ones that died. That's Manere Street. This is one of the oldest houses in town. This is where Mrs. Who was the real old lady that lived in town?
How many?
I'll think of it in a minute.
Where is it?
It's on, what's her name that lives there? She's an architect.
Oh, Shanna Williams?
Williams lived there now. And I think Addie Potter lived in this house. You know what this is? This is the East Avenue Tea Room. Anybody remember that? It was something like Bob's and Ruth's. People came from Rochester. They had every weekend, they had a chicken dinner. Something like up at the Mountain View in Atlanta. But notice all the cars there. Sunday, that was really busy. This is the rock garden in back. Stella Woodard owned it at one time. And when it was the East Avenue Tea Room. Notice the deal up here, the rock garden. Now this picture was later, and it was restored. I don't know how it looks today, but this is after it was restored the second time. This house is no longer there. It was there until a few years ago. Anybody know where it is? It's next to a lumber company.
Oh, right.
Wilcox Lumber is right here. That's an old house. Let me back it up. When this picture was taken, it was in beautiful shape. It shows how a house can be deteriorated in, over a period of time. Let's see if this tree is still there. No? How about the other one? That's there. Was it in this picture? Can't see it in this one. How about this building?
That just came down.
Just came down about, what, 2 or 3 months ago. Cliff Chapman's potato barn. What year is the car? 40 something? 46? What is it? What kind? Oh, yeah? Got some car guys here. That's the way it looked later on. I got a picture, but not here the way it looks today because it's not there. Okay, where is this house? Next to the funeral home.
Oh, wow.
Which would be on the left here.
The porch is gone.
Porch is gone, right? Somebody lived here, had a wheelchair, so they had to have the wheelchair ramp. This is up in towards Honeoye, where the little ponds are there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Where Ray Huntone lives. That's his barn. The other picture was taken looking towards this way. See?
Oh, yeah.
Just an opposite view. Anybody remember this one? Still there, in fact. It's a church. Italy Valley Church.
Really?
Yeah. Is it still a church? Yeah. Let's back it up. They were braced. It was pretty bad shape here. They had rods through that bracing it. And let's see if the steeple's the same. Almost. Yep. Italy Valley. What denomination is it? Methodist. Hey, this must have been a dry year. We made a big change after that slide was taken. Look at this one. I'll tell you the deal here. I was mayor and we had a shortage of water. So what we did, we plugged these outlet overflows right here. This is where the water used to be, but we wanted more water, so we did this, but then the bank or the dam started going, so we had to let the water out. Didn't work. Parting of the ways. What's it called now? Still parting of the ways. I've got this sign in my old mill there. Now it's parting of the ways with a new sign. I don't know who has that now, John. Hawks. Deb. Pretty good shape. Let's see if that tree's there. Tree's gone.
Oh, the tree's there. Isn't it?
The tree?
Yeah, go back. There's a really tiny tree in the last one. See the right in the middle. You can barely see
Right there?
Right there.
By gosh, it is. Never noticed that.
Yeah.
You got good eyesight. 2020. Hey. Is that still here?
Yeah.
Can you recognize it?
Yeah.
It's a real estate shop today. Let's see what it looked like. Hey, there's Perk. And who had it? What's his name? Can't think of his last name. Fellow that run it. Dick. Can't think. You know what happened though? What's his name bought it? He's in the next picture, but look what happened. Griff White.
Right.
The day after he bought it, had a fire in it. Burned the inside out, but it was restored. This is right after the fire. Here's another thing. There are two stores in town that have awnings on them. What are they? Which ones?
Sutton.
What's the other one? Naples liquor store. It's not on in this picture though. Is this building still there?
Used to be dances there.
Dance hall.
Grange meeting.
Naples Grange. Is that tree still there? No.
Is that right across the street here, Bill?
Yeah, right where the firehouse is. This was part of, this was a garage. Brand's garage. 1944, is it right? Could have been my dad's. That building's gone, but it was there in this picture. Are these doors still there? No, they took them out. They're solid doors now. Nice looking building, Maxfield Hose. Well, that tree there is old. It's an oak and older than the hills. Is the house still there?
I don't know.
Is this thing still there?
Probably.
Let's see.
Look at that.
It's still there. Bob Swingle's garage.
Look at that. Huh.
That's pretty good, isn't it? I wonder if it's there today, though. I think it is. Is it?
Go back one. Look at that. Huh.
I think it is.
Wow. Huh.
Okay, this is my mother and dad's house on Main Street. Is this building still there? It's still there, but not there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Oh.
Glenn Johnson had it. He lived in the house here, and he moved it up to the fruit stand that he had.
Yeah, they bought it.
Yeah.
I think they bought it.
That's an old slide. There it is, pretty much today. Tour bus here. About like this today. No, is that today, there today part? No. The space is, but not the, that was Morley's garage, this was Wheeler's grocery store.
And where was that?
It's actually where the Surefiner, what's the new store there?
Reynoldson's?
Reynoldson's, yeah. Would be in that area right there.
Huh.
Right there, see.
Oh, that house is gone too.
That's the, yeah, Jim Reed had an office in that. He was walking in that one picture, he was walking home from the office. How about the cars, what year?
70s?
70.
Nova?
Yeah. Food, what is it, food shop?
Food shop. Sure
Surefine.
Sure save.
Sure save. This house is up where you go in the landfill, and I forget who lived there, but Fetterkyle, Harvey Fetterkyle lived there, that's right. Is it there today? The house is, but the tree isn't, I don't think.
That's a big tree.
And I haven't got a picture, I don't think, no.
Ooh.
Harley Hall Lumber Company, where is it?
Vine Street. Yeah, next door where I lived. Next door where I lived.
Right there. It was right in here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is Vine Street.
Yeah.
I'll back it up. That would have been right in here. Harley Hall Lumber.
That's right.
You know what the Halls did? They're the ones that started the diner. The 3 Hall brothers, I think. 2 or 3.
Early.
What year is the truck? Now this is kind of interesting. This is Cohocton Street. This is Ingleside Road.
Huh.
The
Wow. What's that?
What's the lumber they build there in the place today? They make wood pallets and stuff. These are two gazebos, kind of. These are probably fruit trees. Might have a garden here. Let me see if I got another picture. Yeah, that's the, I can't think of it now, the winery. Maxwell Winery, yeah. This is the yellow barn, and you know they just took that down within a month or two. The yellow barn.
Yeah.
Cohocton Street.
Can you back it up one?
This was a pea vinery up here, I think, at one time. You know, most of these, or a lot of these old pictures were taken from postcards. Postcards were nice because they were cheap. They only cost us a penny to send. They had local pictures, and they were dated.
Yeah.
The date was on the card when it was mailed. This is the, what do you call it now?
Woodworking shop.
Woodworking. Lake Country Woodworkers. Where is this?
Oh, Whitmer. No?
This was the original winery, Widmer Winery, right there. 1888.
Wow. Look at those barrels.
Look at the barrels there. And then later on, they had these jugs, 5-gallon jugs. How about that? I worked over there when I was going to high school because they needed help. I think it was during the war. And these were 5-gallon grape juice jugs. And now they just press the juice, it goes in the vats or barrels. But they put it in these 5-gallon jugs, and then they dump those into whatever vats they were using. Imagine the work on those things. And what would happen, you'd roll them, and then every once in a while they'd lose one, and it would smash all the pieces. And that happened quite often. See, right here's the way they looked, side view.
Huh.
Is that thing still there?
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
It's there.
Is this building there?
Yep.
It is. Looks different.
There it is.
Is it Widmer's?
Nope.
Hazlitt.
Hazlitt's.
It's on their sign up here, lighted. It says Widmer here, see that?
Yeah.
Is that store still there?
What year's the coach?
That is a tourist coach, I believe. It wasn't a regular. And I don't know where the people were from. They were on a tour or something.
The hotel?
That's a hotel. That was built 1895. Our building here was 1897. This church is gone. There have been 3 churches in that site, I believe. Notice the tall steeple in it. And the street is dirt here. And these are the ditches on the side, just made of cobblestone like. And there again, there was on our store, there was Parsons grocery store on one side, and the other side, the left side, was the Bowles Hardware, which later on was down here. Wait a minute, I think I saw something. Gas street lamp.
Oh yeah, look at that.
They had to light those and put kerosene in there every day.
Well, isn't there a small diner in the corner of your store?
Yeah, no, it was a bank. Later on, a diner. It was there was a Maxfield Bank over here, and in the corner was a Granby Bank.
Oh.
Granby Bank. 2 bankers in town. 2 banks. Is this still there?
Probably. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's over in front of the hotel.
Yeah.
You can see it.
How about the cow?
It's a 1-cow town.
Not one horse.
No horses. He was grazing Main Street.
Hoping you put out some food.
We had a telephone pole, though. No windmills. There's Pine Hill. Now, this was before Main Street was widened. This was the Gospel Tabernacle at one time, Paul Miller's office.
Oh, wow.
And this is a sign. There were cars sold in there. The halls sold cars, I believe. And you can tell the old cars by the probably Model A Fords or so. But this later on was brick. But then the brick was blacktopped over. Then they left some brick here by the Maxfield Inn. But later on that was taken out and they put in the they took all the brick out because what would happen, the heat would make it blow up sometimes right on Main Street. So that was changed. This is down on North Main Street, Arnie Schwarzmeyer's house. Now, Joe Brennan, who used to run the hotel, that's Joe right there. Now, I've taken 2 or 3 pictures inside it when she was there, which I'll show first. And then when Arnie and his wife, the way it is now. That's now, let me back it up. That's before, this is after. This is the parlor. Notice she moved from there up because when Ed died, up into one of my apartments. Notice the rug and chairs and everything.
And what was their last name?
Brennan.
Brennan.
Brennan. Ed Brennan. Am I going the right way? There it is. Yeah. Living room. But both people had excellent taste in furniture, right? This is the second one. See, they had, Ed had the lamps, I believe. He was a lamp man. Before and after.
Wow.
Where is this?
I don't know.
Fogarty House.
Where's that?
It's up South Bristol.
What house?
Fogarty, remember Ann Fogarty? She designed clothes, I believe.
Huh.
That's where she lived, or her parents. I think it was her parents. Is Johnny Bram here?
Yep.
What's the story there? Do you know, Dan? But that's where they lived, right up on the curve there. They were pretty well off, though, because you can tell by the furnishings.
Blanche said he was an illustrator and she designed clothes.
Okay. Yeah, Fogarty. Artist, illustrator.
Illustrator of some sort.
Here they are here.
Red building next door is still there. That was his studio.
Would you repeat that?
I said the red house next door to the burned down house is still there. It was his artist studio.
His studio?
Okay. Main Street, Naples. Theater, Howard Hawks, Red River. The new drugstore is here.
Well,
Pretty nice.
We were just
Imperial Park is where the theater
bought
is.
our
Yeah,
house.
that's all gone.
That's all gone.
That little park there. Notice the gas pump. Each gas or hardware had a gas pump.
No lack of gas.
John
There
Wayne.
was an Adams store next door to that. Adams men's store.
In here.
Bud Adams, remember that?
Yeah, that would be where part of our store. It was a clothing store. Yeah, that's right. Notice all the awnings, all 3 awnings there. The other side of the street.
Huh.
Awning still there.
Yep.
I'll guarantee it isn't the same awning. And there's a tight old gas station down there, Walt Fleischman's. 5 and 10, Naples department store. Meyer Market, that was a shoe store. These three, that was the Booth Arnold's. This is Carl Meisel had appliances in there at one time. This was the Naples record.
Well, that telephone pole.
Telephone pole,
Yeah.
2 of them. How about the cars? What year?
Well, that's our car.
Pre-war.
34, 35.
First woman driver in Naples. You can tell by her hat. She's wearing a hat. Could be Rose. Rose told me would back into her, maybe.
See that habit of doing that.
No cows, anyway.
They're running.
This is the Naples Theater originally.
Really? Huh.
Well, look at that car. That's an old timer.
Yeah.
I think the brick was there too.
Wow.
It's an old picture. Postcard. This is a little
It
later.
is again.
Let's see how it's changed. The front's all different. See,
Yeah.
got the little marquee. Then they got a later one that was
Soda and
quite large.
We used to work in the sweet shop there.
You did?
Over there, too.
Did you get tips?
Oh,
They didn't tip much in the old
no,
days.
we didn't.
Candy.
Yep. Candy and soda.
Mort Fox had that at one time.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Busy day on Main Street.
Wow.
I think that was a Glidden tour. You know what a Glidden tour was?
No.
A whole bunch of people would go from town to town and show off their cars.
Huh.
There's a buggy, horse and
Bunch of
buggies.
buggies.
Got a little of everything.
That would have been fun.
Why were they called Glidden tours?
I don't know. I think the Glidden people started them,
Huh.
but I don't really know. A lot of different types of cars there. A lot of people there at the. There's something going on evidently down there.
Buy one, get one free.
2 for 1. Where is it? Cohocton Street. Got a gas lantern right there.
Look at that.
It's an old picture. I think those houses are still there too. Used to be a gas station here on the corner. It's in,
Oh, yeah, Graves is or something, wasn't it?
yeah, Graves.
Graves.
Hobart Graves. What's his name? George Kling used to stop there. Didn't he have an old car? With no door on it. And the troopers stopped him once. He should have said, they said he should have a door. He might fall out. It was before seat belts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where this house is, but I think it's on Mechanic Street. I'll put the next house up and see if you can tell. I thought it was down in here. It isn't?
Shank lived there one time.
Maybe it's the one on Main Street that has those pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But,
Yeah.
you know, it slants down here, which kind of makes it, that house I don't think slants like that. Don't know. One or the other. Okay, where's this? It's not Harley Hall's. The fellow that owned it had a restaurant too.
Or Robin Roos.
Bob Emery. Yep, Bob's and Roos. The restaurant would be back in here someplace.
So that's Main Street down in there?
At Main Street, and I think you
Okay.
turn down on 245 there. Well, pretty good.
That barn in the background, maybe.
Here?
No. To that, yep. No.
No,
Up. Right there.
right here. Could be.
What's that?
It would
Barn,
be
245.
beyond the corner there. Yeah, it could be.
Where Inspire More is now.
This is the way it looked later. See, that barn is right, or there's part of a house or something there. Okay, this is an aerial view. St. January's Church. These were posts Widmers were getting ready to put in their vineyards. Van Dyne Oil Company here. Beehive over here. That was owned by Widmers, I think. Their help. Will Widmer lived here. Carl Widmer lived here. And, pardon?
Frank is out of the picture.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Frank is out of the picture.
Frank Widmer.
Oh, Frank.
So that barn right there is still there, right? The one right there. It's not there?
No. Our church is built on way back here now.
Oh, okay.
That was a lumber.
That's what I thought.
The barn is still there. Rob Ringer had his hardwood.
Oh, that's right. That's still there. The church goes up to here. But the church is away. This was torn down. The church was up here. Is here. Yeah, that is there. Ringer had it.
Yep.
Yep. This was actually a shed for the church, but then it turned into a storage for Widmers, right? Van Dyne Oil Company there. Those are gone, I believe. That's the present Naples Central School. It's changed a little.
It's changed a whole lot.
Boy, that's for sure.
Right after the 52.
That was the first edition, I think, right there. Boy Scout, Girl Scout houses, they're gone. New swimming pools right in here. You can drive right around it here too, right through here. Baseball diamond's gone. It's up here, but they cut into this bank, I think. And town hall is right here. And this is gone. That's the post office right there. Was it two-family house? Okay, Bob's and Ruth's would be here.
Oh, wow. So that's Van Dyne.
This was the house. Van Dyne Oil Company was here. Now the ambulance building. Pardon?
Vera Grotendecker lived in one of them houses.
Did she?
Yeah.
No kidding.
And Wixom's next to her.
Yeah, I remember her. And that was a store run by, what's her name? Classics. Now the ambulance building.
Oh, yeah. Somebody sent something to you. I don't know who.
Wondering what year it was.
That other picture.
Hard to say.
I would say 19, right after the war, 50s, early 50s.
Okay, pictures of the Germans were there.
This is now antique shop, right?
Yep.
Bob's and Ruth's is here. But it was built onto several times. Okay, Lehigh Valley Railroad Station. Boy, that's different. They had a turntable.
The turntable.
Part of the turntable, this end is right in here, and there's a tractor trailer back end of it right in here, right in the trees. There's a nice house here. Jerry Bay. Jerry Bay built a nice house.
The old depot.
That's the station. John Colley owns the station area. That was
Huh.
they had the Keys had the gas tank there, and that house is there. That's a Naples Produce. The old Produce. It's Jim Rector's place now.
And those buildings behind it are gone, right? A little bit farther to the right.
These are gone.
Those are gone.
That's
Some of those are
gone, but
there.
these are all there yet. Kind of rough shape.
So your house isn't there yet.
Yeah, where was your?
Our house would be right there.
When they stop service.
Do you know
On
when
the
it
train?
stopped service?
I got a picture of it, but not here. Maybe I
So
have.
is that Jim Barber's house right there?
Jim Barber's house right,
Right
there.
there.
Yeah. Last train into Naples was 1979, I think, in that
I
area.
used to leave to Pat Hoban, used to
Pat Hoban was the engineer.
work on the train somehow or other.
That's when they had snow.
We needed one of those this morning.
Yeah, boy. Train had a snowplow in those days. There we are.
That's your
Skip Pierce had a barber shop back here.
Back there.
That was the Granby Bank. This was Tom Parsons' grocery store.
Huh.
This was Bowles Hardware. After that, Lon Adams had a clothing store, Bud Adams'
Yeah,
father.
Adams,
And the telephone office was here. And if you wanted to know where someone was on Main Street, you'd call the gal that worked there, and she'd look out
Out the
and
window.
tell you where they were. She's pretty
And the
good at it.
Masons have always owned it, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Masonic Temple
Father
right
had a
there.
restaurant in
Yeah.
the corner there. By the,
Bill Meisel.
yeah, but
Who else?
had a restaurant there.
Who did besides
Who did?
Jim's mother.
Jim Grove?
Father.
Bill Stockton. Bill Stockton.
Bill Sackton, yeah, he had a
Shoe store there, Lem Clark. had a
Yep.
shoe store.
Lem Clark shoe store. Yeah, they had a lot of things in there. The safe is still in the basement there too.
The what is?
Big safe, like the one in the bank, only it's in the basement, and I don't know what's in it. I haven't got the combination.
So was that a barber in that picture?
The barber was back here,
Down there, okay.
Skip Pierce. Just one room, still there. But the architect, Dick Randall's there.
Right.
There's the steps that went up.
And this
to the
was an
telephone
insurance
offices.
agency. The steps are still there, they go upstairs. Now, right now, that's the Playhouse office,
Theater, yep.
and they store costumes up there, and they have a back apartment there. This is the Masonic Temple rooms, and there's a kitchen and dining room up here. Okay, where is it? What's the name of that street?
Dirt Road.
County Road 36?
No, it's East Avenue runs into this. What's that street? Reed Street. Reed Street. Yep.
Huh.
Over to Widmer's, when they had horse-drawn buggies, wagons. That building's there, but this one, these aren't. Where is it? It was a, what did they have there? It's where the,
Remember where they sell hot dogs?
it's where the produce stand is.
Joseph's?
Joseph's?
Whoop, I haven't got it. Joseph's, yeah. Thought I had a picture of it. No, I haven't. But when this was there, it was a restaurant like,
Yeah, it says hot dogs.
Hots on it.
yeah.
Is that
Poor
where
Richard.
Richards was?
Yeah, I think it was. Poor Richard, that's it. Funny I haven't got the next picture. This house is no longer there. That's where the crossroad is. It goes over by Widmer's.
Widmer's, didn't Widmer's have a house?
Can't remember the people that lived there.
Oh,
Kimber House, that's it, Kimber. House is gone, but there's a road there that crosses over to Widmer's, to Hazlitt's. Catholic Church is right down here. Got it?
yeah.
Where is it? Tells right on there, Glen Avenue.
Is that near the Glen?
It's Thrall Street, I believe. There's a Thrall.
Remember, Glen.
Wait a minute. Not Reed Street. Weld Street. Well, it's Weld Street. Weld Street, yeah. Glen Avenue. Main Street's right down here. That house is still there. What's there now? Arrow Mart, right.
Arrow Mart.
Wow.
Really?
Naples Steam Planing Mill. Well, this shows, haven't got the Arrow Mart, I guess. West Avenue, my house is right in here. Widmer's is down here. Notice how the grapes went right up to the trees here. Same view. West Avenue. School would be over in here. A lot of vineyards there on that side. You know what ruined all the vineyards on the side hills? Automatic pickers.
Oh, I know.
They took the place.
Really?
Yeah.
Say that again, Bill.
The automatic pickers had to be on flat land so they couldn't put grapes on the side hills.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
Before that, you were going to use the tractor on the side,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to turn around at the end of the rows, right?
weren't wide enough.
Now this is Widmer's.
That's Gene
That road
Cease's-
is still there. Mount
Cease's
Pleasant.
barn.
This is Widmer's when it was young. And see, they had grapes way up here. Every year, Will Widmer used to walk around all his property, and he had a lot of it. He and his wife would make a lunch and hike the whole day. Where is it? That's Lion Street. The doctor's office is right in
yeah.
here. That house is still there.
Yep.
This is
that Gretchen's?
Gretchen Alls lives there.
Yep.
Used to be Wamp. What's that deal there? Can you tell?
So a woman, two people.
Oh, two people walking. There's a hydrant. Hydrant.
The what?
Gretchen, maybe.
Yeah, could be Molly.
Hey, Bob Nick. Cemetery Hill. You used to ride a sled in the
yes, we
winter
did.
time, go up here, and you could end up down at the fairgrounds. There's a public well, and there's a oil lamp, kerosene lamp.
Public well.
Yep. It must have been a shallow well.
Do you know what year this might be?
I would say 1900 to 1905. About that era.
Wow.
That was all dirt before blacktop.
That's the old cemetery.
What's the old
Who's he?
what?
There's John Brown. I don't know who that is, but
Just went to the hotel bar.
Hotel Barn was where Mitchell Joseph is now. There's another old street lamp, see it right there?
Yep.
Right.
And the hotel is over here.
Huh.
You know what he's doing? He's
think-
contemplating.
Yeah, that's what it is.
1900
How it's gonna
already,
be built, huh?
There's that horse
Oh, the
tank.
trough.
Trough.
Is it still there?
No, it's over in front of the hotel. But I think that's the one that was
Yeah.
moved over.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that
so
turn of
too.
the century again, Bill? About
Yeah, about that time. This is, you'll see in a minute. It's a new building. Where is it?
Oh,
Jehovah's. They built that in about a week. There it is, inside.
Where's the first picture, Bill?
First picture, the same,
same
that
oops.
spot, right there.
Huh.
That's where the church is. I think the sign, I can't read it, but I think it said, "We'll be here" or something. Church will be here. They built that in about a week. They had a service in it within a week. Amazing. They had one up on Ryan Street. Okay, who lives here? They used to have all kinds of...
Rex's.
Carl, Rex, and Bert. They live in the trailer park. But who lives there now?
Bert.
But you don't know. He's a truck driver, but I don't know his name.
Boy, they used to do it up.
Yeah,
Who is it?
I don't know his name.
Carl.
Carl somebody? Carl Rex, yeah.
Lived there.
Live in the
And Bert.
Oh, that's going up around here.
trailer park. These are
Tea
some
time.
people down on East Avenue, and they were having a Saturday afternoon, what do you call it?
Tea.
Tea party.
That wasn't at the tea house, though, was it?
Not at the tea house. But this is up the street there on, this would be Manier Street over here. They're all dressed for a tea party.
It's hot.
They're not smoking.
No.
This is still there.
Dave Brad.
Dave Bratt.
Browns.
Who's the gal on the right?
Wow.
She was town clerk for years. Addie Potter. Her husband, who I didn't know, Carl Potter. What's Carl's brother? Paul and Carl Potter. Carl's right there. And is it his wife who is 90 some? 97, yeah. His wife is 97 years old, still drives car. Al Mann's 99.
Still drives.
Yeah, she's the one that had the car sideways in the road.
Rose told me if she didn't have enough room for a parking space, she'd push the car ahead and back to make a spot. Hey, who are those people? My brother's got a big smile, notice that?
You were pretty cute, Bill.
We both have umbrellas.
Who are they?
That's Bill on the left.
That's me and my brother Bob. And that is
Classic.
almost the end. This is a view from the cemetery where the cross is. This is
They look serious.
a grocery store in Naples. In 1924, these pictures were taken.
Is it where,
And it was Leon Wheeler's store, man, right here. About where the grocery store is there today, the Surefine, or whatever it is. This is Pert Cornish, the one on the right. I'm not sure who, looks like his brother, but I'm not sure. And they had a store on Main Street. I think they sold the feed. I'm going to go pretty fast on these. This is the Ford, that was the Ford garage, and it was also where they sold buggies in the old days. It's now the insurance office. Joseph's Insurance.
Huh.
Yeah, I got another one in my pocket.
That girl go that was sent.
She had to leave, I think. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
So I wondered if you lived in that apartment.
Up on the corner.
Yeah.
This is a lawyer in town. And his office is across the street from our store that has hats and things in it today. I can't think of his name.
What's his name?
What is it? Yeah.
I thought John had it.
And I'm not sure of this man's name. But the bank is the community banks are behind him. This is the crew that worked in the post office. Mail carriers and two women there that worked in the, they're all old timers. There were two women and about 5, and they had rural delivery and, yeah. Right there?
Your grandfather?
Cleveland.
Bill Cleveland.
Joe Kennedy.
Okay.
Bill Kennedy.
Bill Kennedy.
So Bill Cleveland and Bill Kennedy.
Your grandfather.
He looks familiar, but I don't remember. Johnson?
Not Brenner. Oh,
Elva Drake is one of those women, but I don't know which one.
Charlie Johnson.
Right there? Okay. How old would he be in that picture, would you say? Boy, most of those people look pretty old. They must have lasted a long time.
What year was it taken, though? About
1924.
24,
he
thank you.
delivered mail up in Highfield. Right?
That was a clothing store, I think, where our store is today, on the side towards where the movie was. And I
Was
don't
it
know
one of
his
the
name.
Adamses?
Pardon?
He didn't look like him, but he didn't, wasn't one of the Adams. No.
Was it one of the Adams?
No, it wasn't Adams. And I don't know his name.
What is that?
Here's a Myers Market.
Wow.
Reinhard Myers, and that's his wife. She took over. I didn't really know him, but Mary Myers
Mary.
in back. She was quite a
And Reinhard.
businesswoman. He had a tough look on his face, didn't he?
Read all the props.
Well fed, though. This is Sutton
That does look
Company.
like so.
They're at The sign here is in a picture coming up. He was a jeweler.
He's a what?
Jeweler.
Here's Edgar Haynes. He ran a grocery store where the little park is now, where the drugstore used to be. The park on the corner. Edgar Haynes.
I knew.
Steve Story. I think not sure what he did do. I think he sold insurance or something. I think he's the mayor, but I'm not sure.
It'd be nice to be.
This is
Was
a
that the
jeweler.
jeweler?
Yeah.
I remember jeweler, but that's not.
KD,
Conway or
can't think, came from Cohocton, I think. This is Frank Land, I believe, and he had a candy store on Main Street.
Naples Candy Kitchen.
Down there,
This all was 1924 or thereabouts?
yeah, that's, when these were taken, it was 1924, yeah. I'm going pretty fast because I don't really know many of those. But
You know,
it's kind of interesting to see the stores the way they were then.
Yeah. It'd be fun to find out who some of these are.
Yeah. This is down near Mechanic Street, and those buildings are all gone. Burned, probably. This is gone, and this is down, that's the Trinity Church down there, and this block is no longer there. Does it say Fleischmann on there?
Something like that, yeah. Fleischmann.
There's a Fleischmann.
Fleischmann.
Something.
Don't know what he did. That was funeral director, and he had a furniture store, Emery.
Oh,
Huh.
this is?
Yeah, Bob Emery's father.
Really?
This is a Cornish. He had a garage where the tabernacle used to be, down below the Maxville Inn there.
Ed Cornish?
Could be
John
Ed
says.
Cornish, yeah, one of the Cornish. Sam Hankey, the shoe man,
Grandpa.
right there, and that looks like, yeah, I'm not sure.
What's that?
I'm not sure who the man on the right. Tell you where these stores are, or were. Where our store is, they were up the street on the west side of Main Street. Those are all mostly where they had shoed horses and different things like that.
I didn't know there was a horseshoe up at the top of, almost into Grimes Glen.
Yeah. That's Ed Morey. He was a newspaper man. He was also, I think he worked in that news shop, Naples News. He had a Naples Record, Naples News, two newspapers.
Maury was one. Remember the Maurys?
Yeah. Fire company. In front of the new drugstore. Mike Rowland was big on the fire truck there in the old days. There again, they had a gas pump. You can just see the top of it there. Inside of the Naples Hardware. Can't remember the name of the fellow that he lived over on Thrall. No.
House.
What was his name? Was where Frenchy, wasn't Bowles, there were two hardware, Bowles Hardware, and this was, my brother lived in that house over on,
Wells Street?
Weld Street?
who?
Wells Street, maybe?
The
No,
one back. The one where the firehouse is now across the street.
Grimes Street.
No.
Street?
I'll think of it in a minute, I just can't think. Now that's Parson. He ran the store where I am today, and that post is in one of the entrances.
Which one's
Tom Parson, one on the left. He worked there, but I can't think of his name.
Frank Conrad?
I don't think so. Naples Hotel.
Huh. Look at that.
I'm not sure of his name. This is a dry goods store, I think, down about where the old drugstore was. Dick Freed, he was a barber.
Oh, yeah.
I went to him once, twice. Used to go to Skip Pierce. That's John Bowles. That's a hardware crew. The hardware was where the old drugstore used to be in the north part of it. These are all fellows. Most of them worked there. That's Rudy Rowland, I think. And
That looks like John Kelly.
John Bowles, he owned it. Martha Keith's father. That's my mill, and that was run by a Slayton. There's a dog there. Slayton Mill, they called it. Grist mill. Slaytons were from down there, Bath. Notice that truck has hard rubber tires on it.
Wow, look at that. No.
No, it's behind the old
It's on Mill
drugstore.
Street.
Mill Street. Yeah. It looks just like that. Yeah. That's probably a Mack truck. I think it is. Hard rubber wheels. Had it.
One headlight out.
The headlight's gone. Didn't need it. Just ran it in the daytime. Now this was Booth Arnold's, but I tell you who owned it when this picture was taken was a barber. Barber's Cafe. Yeah. They called that the Greasy Spoon.
Yeah, they sure did.
This was a jewelry store where the print shop is there today. I can't think of the people that ran it. Can you?
Next door to Becky, but I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
Alma Kinder. Yeah.
That's where they are today. This is the Tulare family.
Huh.
That's Howard. He's the one I know. That's his father and a brother. And the Naples record was down next to the Orange Inn.
Huh.
What's in there now? Doctor's office
Doc
or
Chandler?
something? Chandler. Yeah. Now we're getting into 76 pictures. These were all people that had stores on Main Street during the bicentennial year of 76. That was a flagpole across from our store.
Huh.
This is looking down, and when these pictures were taken, they didn't have curbs on along the street. They had kind of dished out deals. That's where the firehouse was. That was torn down not too long
Joe
ago.
Mosley's place.
Yeah. This is the firehouse, and there again they had the glass doors. This picture's like the one before there. And here are the firemen, Bob Radcliffe, what's his name?
Edgerton?
Ron Edgerton. Burke.
Jim Slating on the end?
Jim Slating's got to be there.
On the other end?
Here? Yeah, that's Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be 1976.
It
Yep.
looks like David Burke or somebody by who stated.
They used to decorate the firehouse just like that for quite a while. Bob Radcliffe in the radio room. I'll go pretty fast on these. Paul French.
Oh, wow.
He did live in Prattsburg, but he moved in with his sister, daughter, in Canandaigua, I think.
Really?
That's Roger Lee. He's still around.
Oh, yes.
There's Jim Slating.
Jim Slating. Reynoldston.
It's
Rick Reynolds?
Reynoldston.
Is that Rick Reynoldston?
I think so.
Right there.
Hezzy Ball. Who's this fellow?
Tim Ward?
Ward.
Warren? Oh.
Two women here. Don't know who they are. Okay,
There's
that's
you.
Dick Richmond. He was retiring. I was mayor at the time, and that's Bud Keith. I think that's Brad Clausen. And that's Granville Cornish. They're on the village board. This is,
That's the house they took down in front of the fire hall.
yeah, they just took that down.
And the diner's in the background.
I can't think of who, can you tell who that is? I can't see good enough. Yeah, we'll keep going. Smith Auto Parts. That building's still there, but now it's a beauty parlor and an exercise place here.
She's here tonight, too.
Rochelle's place.
Naples
yeah.
Diner, Perk, and
We had these 10 years ago. We might have moved them.
I don't recognize.
That's a great
That's
shot.
Kermit Hilton back there.
That's a great shot.
Yeah. The old diner. It's a real estate shop today. John Tiberio.
Oh, man. That's where I first lived when I moved here.
The liquor store today has an awning on it.
The what?
Awning.
Awning.
Oh,
Comes out about 6 or 8 feet. That is Al Mann, I believe. He ran the liquor store when this was taken. There's Fran. It's a little different, larger now, I think, was built onto. What that used to be is a barber from North Cohocton lived there, and he kept his car in one side. That's still there. Telephone office.
we should have done this 10 years ago. We might have known some
There's
people.
Paul French and his dad, and that is now the pharmacy.
Yeah. Apothecary.
There was an apartment upstairs when they had it. There's Paul right there.
This is that hardware store.
Got a 76 flag.
I vaguely remember.
There's Vierhile
Look
the
at
plant. That's me and my dad. He was working there then, selling Maytag washers. There's
There you
my
are.
brother and my dad and myself. Doesn't,
You were all
it's about the same today, but you can't see the appliances. They're covered up. They might still be there. Been there 65 years.
Is that a lantern in the corner up there on the left?
Like a lamp, but
Right.
They're right there. Is that an old street lamp?
Is that a street light?
Right.
I think it is.
Yeah. Is it still there?
Is it still there?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's on the other side now, and it's one of the original, and it works.
Might be in one of those earlier
In
pictures.
fact, it still got the tag on it when it was made. Okay, you know these two guys? Dave Delbridge and Ed Morey. His father ran a drugstore, and Ed Morey, what did his dad do?
Maury
Yeah.
was a newspaper, didn't he? Naples News.
Naples News? Could be, yeah. They had the record and the news.
And the other one is
Yeah, Sutton's sign is still there. Naples Hotel.
Yeah.
Do you
Right
have
there.
that record sign there?
That was a
Is that-
Naples record. Bob McMath had it, I think.
Yeah, do you have that sign in the museum?
Not sure. I could have it, but I think I do, but I can't remember for sure.
your memory is about like mine.
Yeah, see, Bob ran the MIS Press. Bob McMath and who's this gal? It's his wife and what's her name?
That was.
I don't know.
Well, I think I saw her today.
Susie? Somebody?
Susie Dankosh. Is it?
She's here.
Hey, she's here.
She's right behind.
She's right behind me, so,
She's being very quiet.
but I can't see her.
She's being very quiet back there.
She's like a mouse. That's Susie right there.
If it's her.
That's Jean McMath and daughter. I don't know what's her name. Do you know, Susie?
I don't know.
Dorothy? Could be Dorothy. Who's back here? Can't see.
I don't know.
This is a Naples Press, I believe. And I don't know who those fellows are.
That was Bob Cease? Go back.
Which one?
Yeah, this guy standing is Bob Cease, yeah.
Lives over behind Widmer's?
Yep, behind Widmer's.
Boy, I wouldn't recognize him.
I don't know who that is.
Don't know this fellow.
Well, who is the one you know?
Bob
See, this
Cease?
was behind the MI Press where the barber shop used to be.
Above Widmer's.
The room in back of, in here. Press room was behind there. These are the girls in the
Looks like Mabel's bar.
Mabel
Mabel Brink.
Brink.
Brink?
You know these other girls, where were they working? Don't recognize it.
Marketing Intelligence?
Oh, MIS
MIS?
Press. Upstairs, right? Yeah, I think it was over our store. Boy, times changed, but gradually. Naples Hotel. She's the gal that owned it. Hall?
Judy and Jim
What's
Hall.
his? Judy Hall? Yeah.
Is that Jim?
The steps aren't there anymore. They got porch boxes now. That's the bar at the hotel. I think that was Hopi.
If you go back, see if that trough is out front.
I'd have someone at the bar.
Still there.
Still there. Nothing new. The other direction, she moved. She moved over.
It's making the rounds.
Yeah.
Waiting for Bill.
Oh, downstairs.
That's Ed Brennan, I believe. He owned the hotel at that time. It's a bar in the basement, still there, I believe.
Hasn't it just been sold?
Yeah.
The parties.
Dominic's buying it from Dick Randall.
Oh,
Yeah. Deal just went through, I think. Rotary, there's the, what's his name, teacher?
who's that? There's someone in town.
Dwayne Schultz, right there. Lyle Barton should be there.
Richard Chase.
Don't know who it is.
Doc
That's-
Abraham now?
Lowering front and the plaid.
Yeah, where would he be, Lauren? Bud Huber, I think's right there. Well, maybe there's another view of it. No.
Oh, I remember security police.
Nancy Linehan. Security Trust. What is it now? 5-star?
Community.
Community. 5 stars. The other. L&X Press. Next one. No, that's inside of the bank. Bud Huber. She's still there. All girls except. Yeah. Is that mural? I don't think that's there anymore.
No, it's not there.
L&X. Blanchard. And who's that? Don't know, can't tell. What's in there now? part of the drugstore, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Ex-drugstore. There's Sten Person.
That's Sten.
Who's this fella?
It does.
Yeah, could be. I don't know the man. They're working in the.
Who's the
What they
one
make
standing up?
crystals there? CB crystals.
What?
They made CB crystals.
CB radios?
CB radios. Two-way
Who's
radios.
standing up?
I don't know him. Don't remember.
I've never seen a picture of Sten.
Got a little goatee like. This was in that same place. There's quite a bit to it. And I don't know who the girls are. But then they moved someplace from there, I think, or else they went out of business. Quite an operation.
Wow.
Seems like they went across the street in that, where the insurance people are now. I think they, yeah, that's what they did.
Is that Sten?
Pete Savage, drugstore.
Western Auto.
There's somebody down in there. There's someone over here.
Is it, yeah.
I can't tell.
Is that Marlene?
Could be Marlene Drake.
Yep.
Yeah. There's Archie and Dick Pep. Western Auto. Archie had the Western Auto. Who's the gal with, is that a gal with a dog?
Yep.
Don't know who it is. Selling bicycles. Now, where's this? Same store.
Western Auto.
Western Auto. Looks like Jan Chadwick there, but I don't, could be. I don't know who that fellow is. Or the boys there, they're probably grown up by now. Bill Dillon, and who's the fellow in the chair? Looks familiar. Now this was over where he used to be in part of the Fleischmann gas station, but he moved over on by the mill there, Mill Street.
I had that sink for a long time.
There's
Yellow
the mill.
truck.
Yellow truck. Well, that's an old, that was 25 years old when I quit. There's
wow.
the Morgan Hose Company. Not sure this.
Robinson's office now.
Isn't that where Booth Arnold is?
They were selling clothes in there at this time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. And then that was the print shop, I think.
Yeah. And
Not
that's
sure what this was. It's now the
dentist office.
dentist. But I don't know what it was then. Because this is boarded up, it's different. There's
There's
Sheila
the dress
and,
shop.
yeah. Inside Sheila and Bill Bodine. Got a lot of clothes in there. Yeah, that was big in those
Square
days.
dancing.
This gal ran the Window
Window on Main
on
Street.
Main Street. I
Gallery.
can't think of her name.
Is that Jude? Linda Orman.
Linda Orman, okay.
Yeah, she just
Now it's a print shop, right?
orange in.
Orange Jen, Ray, and Harry Davis. That's empty now. I think the fellow that has the
Joel Smith.
Joel Smith.
Joel Smith has it now. It's empty. Orange and legal beverages. That's Harry Davis.
Where's that? Oh, that was in the
right
Orange.
there, inside the bar in the Orange Inn. Doc Long. Parker. Parker Long.
Parker Long.
Jeff's his son.
Yeah,
He's out in Arizona, I think. I think his wife died and they remarried.
yep, he did.
Yeah.
Green Valley.
Silver bullet in
That
the
is the
background.
silver bullet, isn't it?
Press plant, Widmer's. Lyle Barton's gas station now, what's it called?
Naples Rental.
Rental.
Diversified.
Diversified Contracting. Golf station. There's Pontiac Cornish Motor Company.
Motors.
They got cars.
Is that Earl?
That's the building in the first picture on the other slides that was made into this, from a house into that.
Like Paul.
Yeah.
Paul Mildred Wheat had the coin op laundromat.
He's gone now.
That awning's gone.
Yeah. Things change, but they change slowly. They're the Groves. Paul, Mildred, Earl, and what's his wife's name there? First one. And the laundromat.
Looks like the change machine's the same.
Here are the Irv Barber and
Bob and Irv.
Bob Ronson. Started Super Duper. Boy, that's changed a lot. They build on the other side. Counters are different. Anybody there you know? There's John,
Yeah.
right
Johnny.
there, bagging groceries. There's Rick.
There's Rick.
Rick. It's quite a store there they got now. A lot of new stuff. There's Bob. Who are the girls, you know? Making Hamburg. Look familiar, but I don't recognize them. That's Jim Reed, and who's the gal? Joyce. They tore this down and made the grocery store larger. There was an apartment upstairs.
I remember that.
What's her name? Didn't she pass away? These are bicentennial newspapers right there. In the office of the insurance, I think. Stuart Mitchell? Oh, okay. There's Lila Mae Burke. Wilco. Penny Saver. There's Sten Person, not sure the other fellow's name, L&X. They were there at one time. Now that's the Mitchell Joseph Insurance.
Or Sten's really short. I don't know.
Yeah, L&X. I think they moved from across here, or was it vice versa? Can't remember. They were over by the bank. This is in
the
that inside of L&X. They hired a few people there. Can't think of her name. Town Crier Real Estate. Carl Rex, postmaster. Sutton Company coming up. Jim probably's in there and he'll have a post office.
Post office.
Looks like here. Second one here.
Madeline.
Oh, Madeline White.
Yeah. Post office different now. 3 people there, but I don't. Who's this gal?
Karen Doty.
Okay.
Daughter's here tonight.
Rural carriers: Ken Wiley, Dave Wells, Bill Dam, Tiny Westbrook. They were the only mail carriers, right, at this time?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's in the old post office. Sutton Company: Jim, Monty, and Jack. Jack used to hammer out the spoons in the back room or basement. There they are inside. Got the original tin ceiling, and
Nothing's changed.
hasn't changed a bit, except they got fluorescent lights. Got a wood floor, oil floor. Some of these clothes could still be there. Okay, here we are.
Oh,
There's Blanche
there's Blanche.
and her mother.
Betty.
Yeah. Naples Library. Inside. Changed that a little. It's one of the best ones in the country now. Now, who designed it? Dick Randall? Did a good job. It's bright. Got everything you need. Tom Ippolito, Naples Department Store, going out of business. Cash and carry, 80% off. Where he lived in someplace over in there. Can't think, Dansville or
No, I
someplace.
think he had one.
Have them?
Evan.
That's a
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
That's what they lived the last time. Johnny lives here.
Who did?
Johnny lives here in
Oh.
Naples.
Oh, yeah?
In that house going up the hill.
Who is it?
Who are those 2 gals?
Jockeys down here.
Mary Lou Rex, Barb Riesenberger. They work in the insurance office.
Town clerk.
Oh, town clerk, okay. Whoop, got the wrong button. Here they are. What's his name? Dwayne Schultz, Phil Schuyler, Paul Miller. I think that's Lois Vierhile, Granville Cornish, and Mary Lou Rex. Right? Town clerk, town office, village. This is a town.
We got somebody to correct it.
It's kind of dark. Leo Tenney there, I think. Who are they? Barb Riesenberger,
Ronnie Edgerton.
Brian Edgerton, Griff White. Anybody know him? Bud Keith here. How about these? Mert Lincoln?
Merritt Lincoln.
Leo Tenney.
Glad we got somebody who knows somebody.
Griff White.
Griff White here. What's his name? Kevin Sippel. Whatever happened to him?
He was over toward.
Rita Eckert. She disappeared. Where'd she go? Don't know. That's part of the village office now, isn't it? Town office. Town? Okay. The assessor is in there, I think. This one, they had insurance, John Chadwick, and who's this girl?
It's John Chadwick.
Rita? Well, I can't tell. Not a good picture. Maybe it's out of focus. Don't know.
Oh my!
Kathleen Harwood. The guy looks like he's in pain.
Freddie Howard helped.
Where is Kathy?
Who's the one in the background?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Boy, this place has changed. That used to be a market basket store, and it came way out here to the street. Then it was a gas station. Now it's that was a barber shop. I remember when it was a gas station, one of the fellows that had the orange in drove in. He had power brakes. The engine stalled, and he went right through the back door.
Oh,
Yeah.
Used to be a floor shop there too.
Yeah, flower shop, everything. A lot of different uses. Tabernacle. Is that there anymore?
Where was that?
Got 'em down.
It was
That's where Dave parks his car.
next to where Paul Miller is,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
Dave Miller.
so between there and the
I think
brown
it's
house.
gone. Brown
It is,
Brown
yeah.
House is here, and that's
It is
gone.
gone.
Driveway there.
Lipton's here tonight too. Yeah.
There's Paul. Attorney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Quite
brown
guy.
day.
Yeah, he's a good guy. This was Knack down to the Catholic Church. Looks like Margaret, who? Witter.
Margaret who?
Witter. Cliff Witter's
Yeah.
Margaret. Another view of the same people down there. He's the minister, or was the minister, I think. Could be
Harold Eaton.
Eaton, minister.
Like Carl Rex there.
Who are these people? Gordon Proper? How about Tony Long? He wouldn't be there, would he? Might be. Bud Keith here? Could be. Christmas party. This is our church. Can't recognize anyone. I don't think I'm there. There's Father Sturmer. Father Smith. Saw him last year. And he was the bishop, I think. Got a new bishop, too. He's up in the Lake Ontario someplace. Father Sturmer went from here, Naples, to Cohocton, passed away. Okay, there's some old timers here. Darius Radcliffe, 100 years old. His daughter, son. Who's this? Minister? Minister. This is the son.
In the gray suit.
That's Darius Radcliffe. 100. He lived to be 100.
Look at that.
But he did live to be 100, I think. Yeah. Al Mann is 99, I think.
99.
Pretty good shape. George Kirkmeyer, Ron Johnson. They got down on the Lake Road, they're packing grapes to sell. Yeah, George Riesenberger. Down on the Lake Road, about halfway down on the right side, where the Monica's Pies are. Near there, back a little. Road crew. Griff White, who's this?
Bob Dusenberry, in the middle.
Bob Dusenberry.
Ed Orr.
Ed Orr. Who's this tall one here?
Jim Down.
Charlie Down.
Guy in the middle is my father-in-law. I knew him. Yeah, I got one.
Village. Phil Schuyler.
Ed Pridmore.
Ed Pridmore.
Jason? Is that Jason Warren?
Can't tell them with their beards.
Is that Jason Warren?
Jason Warren. She lived to be 101 and a half. What's her name?
Don't know.
I'll think of it in a minute. Her husband, Borden, Mrs. Borden. Her husband lived to be 95. She was Perry Borden's wife, and she lived to be 101 and a half. I got a card from her, and that was on it, her name and her age. A birthday card once.
She was a Granby? She was a Granby.
Yeah, Granby. You know that guy? Roy King. He could swear. He's good at it. He was an expert.
A pro, huh?
I don't know whether he's in the Navy or not, but boy, that's probably had more pictures taken of it than any other barn in the world. Beautiful spot there. This was when the school was a little smaller than it is now. Portable classroom on the left there.
It's the elementary. There's the high school.
Boy, this could look the same as it did the year it was built right there. Beautiful front. That one of the nicest. I tell you where there's another nice school is in Avoca, but it's on a side street. No one ever sees it. Beautiful school. Something like Naples. But Naples has never gone out of style. But remember when lightning hit the tower one time? They had to redo it.
Back to the future.
Okay, this is school board. Father Smith was on it right here. I don't know the rest of them.
Were they? Somebody said the name.
Bill Rack. How about the fella right? Wait a minute. Mark Adams there. Boy, I can't see with these glasses on. This looks like, what's his name, lived next to the school.
Harrington?
No. Oh, I can't think of it. No. He lives there now, but this fella, Ernest Hilton. Ernie Hilton. Ernie Hilton. I don't know what happened to him. Died probably.
What's that?
Right here, that's him, Ernie Hilton. Paul Smith, Bill Bedine. Don't know. Jane Shanks someplace. Bill Rack, right in there. Jane Shank. Should have got closer to him. Memorial Town Hall. That was pretty new when that was taken. St. Januarius. That's gone. This was a Vietnamese family that came to Naples. And they worked in, somebody took them to Rochester every day, I think. And that is it.